Hi everyone, for those of you who are going to watch this video as a replay, so later on, I'm just gonna talk about why it is important to learn the Italian language. So right now I'm just gonna wait for people to connect and then I'll get start talking. In the meantime, I'd like to thank Miss Anusha, and I hope I'm saying her name right. Thank you for inviting me, and I hope you'll find this live useful. So once again, I'm just gonna wait for people to connect. Okay, I'm gonna try to invite some of them. Okay. So in the meantime, I can start to introduce myself. My name is Lucia, and I'm the General Manager of the Master Programs at the International Academy of Naples. We are an academy and international school located in Naples, Napoli, in South Italy. And during this coronavirus worldwide crisis, we started to provide a free Italian A1 level course. So in order to help people learn Italian. Hi Anusha, hi. Um, and that is why I got to know Miss Anusha, and it was a great pleasure for me to be able to share. Hi, I see there are 4 people connected now, so hi everyone. If you're there, please leave a comment or just wave so I know that I'm not talking just by myself. And I was telling you, I was introducing myself. I'm gonna start again. My name is Lucia, and I am the General Manager of the Master Programs at the International Academy of Naples. We are an international school located in Naples, in South Italy. And during the coronavirus crisis, we started to provide a free level A1 Italian course in order to help people to learn Italian. And that is what I'm here today for, to talk about. Hence why learning Italian is so important. Learning Italian is important for different reasons, and it all comes to why you want to learn the language. If for example you already live in Italy, I believe that it is very important to speak the language of the country where you live. Because if you don't speak the language, it's gonna be very hard for you to socialize with other people, so make friends, and your experience won't be as nice as if you had friends. Because as one of my favorite movies quotes go, happiness is real only when shared. So if you can't really share your experience with other people, it's not gonna make your life that easy. And being alone is not something humans are made for. So, hi Kubsurat. Yeah, if you'd like any information, tell me about what, and I'll be happy to answer if I have that information. So that is why learning Italian is important if you live in Italy. Because even just a simple task like going grocery shopping or going to a market will be much harder if you don't speak the language. You won't be able to ask about prices or to ask about something that you cannot find in the store, so you can't ask for help. So it is very important to learn the language of the country where you live in. And that was the first reason why it is important to learn Italian. Second reason is if you're planning on moving to any country in Europe, because you might not know this, but Italian is the second language of many European countries. So it is the second most spoken language in a country. For example, Switzerland, which is a country that you can find at the border with Italy, has as a second language Italian. So, for example, if you are driving in Switzerland, many road indications will report the same information both in German, which is the first language, and Italian. So it is very important. Like, for example, Spain, also its second language is Italian. So I believe that if you want to move anywhere in Europe, it will be a plus if you already speak Italian. And for example, if you're planning on moving to some countries where the language comes from Latin, just like Italian, it will be much easier to learn that language if you already speak Italian. For example, Spanish. I think that everyone knows that Spanish and Italian are very similar. This is because they both come. Yes, that is what I just said, Anusha. Italian is very similar to Spanish, and this is because both languages come from Latin. So Latin was a language that was spoken many, many years ago. It's not spoken anymore, but that language, Latin, originated, gave life to many more languages like Italian, Spanish, French, Romanian. So if you speak Italian, you will find that many words in Spanish or Romanian, French are very similar, or at least you can recognize the word, that sound is very similar. So it is very important to learn Italian because you will be advantaged when you go to study another language, like that comes from Latin. And also, it is always good to speak another language in Europe because, as you know, Europe is a community. So many international affairs can be done in different languages. And if you're planning on working in that particular sector, it will be much better for you when you go apply for a job if on your resume you've got that you speak Italian, because in this way they can use you to communicate with Italy. So it is always good to speak more languages because of this, and especially Italian if you're planning on moving to Europe. So we've seen it is important to learn Italian if you already live in Italy. If you're planning on moving to Europe in any European country, and of course it is important if you're planning on moving to Italy for study or for work, because first of all, if you apply for a visa for a study, for a student visa, and on your application you say that you already speak the language, your embassy will be much more likely to release you a visa if you already speak the language. So that is why we're doing this level A1 course, in order to help people get their student visa much more easily. Because at the end of our course there is going to be the possibility for you to take a test in order to get a certification. So that will help you a lot to get your visa. And of course it is important to learn Italian if you're planning on moving to Italy, for the same reason that I gave you for the thing number one that I said, which was it is important to speak Italian if you already live in Italy, because this way you're gonna be able to make the most out of your experience, both if you come here for study or for work. If you come here for study, you're probably young and you want to make friends, explore the city where you go live. And Italy has many beautiful cities. I believe that there is not one single Italian city that you will not enjoy. Like anywhere you'll go study or work, it's gonna be amazing because that city is gonna steal your heart. I'm sure about that. And also, if you come here for work, if you speak the language and you have a good educational background, you're gonna find a good job. Versus, if you don't speak the language, you're gonna have to adapt yourself to do things that don't require you to talk with other people. So you will probably not be able to work in your field, even if you have like a degree or a good educational background. If you don't speak the language, you don't have many chances to find a good job in your field in Italy, because it is important to speak with other people. So we've seen why it is important to learn Italian. I believe these are the 3 top reasons. So if you have any questions now, you can pop them down in the comments, I'm still waiting for that information you'd like, Khubsurat. So keep them coming if you like. And in the meantime, Anusha told me that I could share with you my group with you. So our group is called IAN Academy, SOS Study Work in Italy. And in that group, once you join that group, you can access my free Italian lessons. So you'll get a full preparation on a level A1 of Italian. And if you leave me your email, you're also going to be able to take a test to get your certification. And Sharik wrote, Italy is a nice country with friendly people. Yes, I agree with that. I believe that it is in our nature to be friendly and talk a lot. Italians do talk a lot. So actually, just this morning, I had someone ask me, this person lives in Italy already. And he was worried about making friends because I believe he moved here just before the lockdown started. So he was worried about making friends with Italian. And I said, there is no reason at all to worry because I believe we are one of the most friendly people in the world. So there is really no worry. I'm sure once you learn the language, you're going to be able to make friends. Because once again, you cannot be friends with someone you cannot communicate with. So it is very important for you to learn the language. Learning language, Sharik also wrote, learning a language is important. Same in Germany. Yes, of course. I love the German language. I absolutely love it. I fell in love with it like, I believe 10 years ago. And unfortunately, lately, I haven't been able to practice it as much as I'd like to, but I absolutely love it. So it is important if you live in Germany, of course, because I remember I lived in Berlin for a month because of a school project. And my first day there was awful. Like, I remember having my host parent talking to me in German, of course, and I was not able to understand a single thing. Like, he literally kept on talking for the whole drive with me in German, and I didn't understand anything. And I felt so bad because he was a very nice person. But thanks to the school program that I was following and to having to talk with people, because I remember once I got lost, and at the beginning I was a bit ashamed of speaking a language I couldn't speak properly. But once you find yourself in the situation that you must speak, you will be able to do it. Like, words will literally come out of your mouth and you won't even realize it. So my first advice when you learn a language is don't be shy to practice it. That is why at the end of each one of my lessons, I encourage people to write me on Messenger and practice the speaking with me through vocal messages. Because I believe speaking is the most important thing. Because you can know how to write a word, you can know how to spell it, but maybe you have never spoken it in your life. And once you go to a country where that language is spoken, you'll be like, okay, can I like communicate with you through writing because I'm not able to speak? Or maybe you're ashamed. First advice, guys, don't be ashamed of speaking a language that it's not your native language, because people will appreciate it no matter how many mistakes you make. Like, it literally doesn't matter if you put the wrong article or you pick the wrong gender of that noun. It doesn't matter. People will appreciate it. I can assure you that. So, free Italian lessons are a good offer. Thanks. You're welcome, Sharik. I will leave you the link to our group when I finish this live. So you can join the group and then you can write me. Just watch the post pinned to top of the group and you'll be able to access the lessons. But if you have any issue, you can write me. Anusha wrote, could you tell an easy way to start learning a language, what we should do for improving? I can tell you how I learned other languages. The easiest way, of course, is to live in that country. because once you find yourself in that country, you must speak the language once again. It's like adapt or die. If you don't adapt yourself, like in this case, meaning you don't talk with other people, you'll die, meaning that you'll probably feel alone. You probably won't be able to do a simple task like grocery shopping. So it's not gonna be very nice. So the first advice is, if you've got the chance, move abroad and live in that country. Of course, I understand that this is not possible for everyone. It is much easier when you're in Europe to move in European countries because you don't need a visa. So it is very simple in that case. But if you cannot do that, I advise watching movies. Watching movies in that language you want to learn with that language subtitles. So I believe that today we are all very lucky because we live in the technological era, and it is very easy for anyone to access like streaming movies or Netflix, and you can watch that movie, for example, an Italian movie with Italian subtitles, and it's gonna be very easy for you to like get used to the listening. You will get used to the sounds and pronunciations of words that you never thought you could pronounce will be much easier. That is, in my experience, a very good thing to do. Even if you're already in that country and you're learning the language, watch movies, watch TV series. I believe you shouldn't be watching cartoons because cartoons have very weird dialogues and very weird voices. So it usually makes it 100% times harder to understand what they're trying to say. So watch a movie. And my last advice is practice. Once again, don't be ashamed, don't be afraid to practice, because practice makes perfect. And once you get the hang of it, you'll actually find that you're having a lot of fun and you'll be very proud of yourself, even just for trying. It doesn't matter if you fail, if you make mistakes. It doesn't matter. You will still be improving because you're practicing, you're making progress, even just as like a personal thing, like, okay, day 1, I'm very afraid of speaking with people. Day 2, I start to listen, I start to catch more or less what they're saying. Day 3, I try to just say a word, even just ciao, hello. Day 4, I'm not ashamed. Last night I checked a good Italian course. Day 4, I want to practice what I learned. So it doesn't matter how many courses you follow of a language. If you're still ashamed of trying and practicing, you're making no progress, I believe, in my opinion, of course. Because the real progress, the real success is when you start to talk with people. So, Sharik, funny experience in initial days in a country of new language. Yes, 100% agree. I remember when I lived in London for a year or so, and I wasn't good at all. Like, I studied English for so many years, and then I realized that once I moved to England, I could not speak English with people because I spent so many years studying literature and grammar rules, but then I had no real life experience. That was what was missing for me. That is why I'm telling you, practice is the best way to learn a language. Because I remember someone telling me notes. So like this customer, I was working it was like a cafe shop, some bakery, and this customer tried to tell me that he didn't want coins as change, he wanted notes. And when he told me notes, I was like, what the heck is that? What's notes? I didn't know what it meant. But you know what I did? I did not try to escape that situation. I asked him, sir, I don't know what that word means. Could you please explain it to me? Because guys, it is normal that you don't know some words. It is normal, absolutely. And there is no shame in asking people to repeat, to talk more slowly, or to explain to you what that word means. You know what that customer did? He said, this, money, paper. And I understood what notes was. And I still remember it nowadays, that experience. Of course, you're gonna find some people that will not be nice with you because they're all over the world. But I believe that most people will appreciate you. So always don't be afraid to ask people to repeat, speak slowly. Even if you don't understand me, say, Lucia, you have a very strong Italian accent. I have no idea what you're saying. So just say it, guys. People will appreciate it and you'll make progress because you're speaking and you're asking for help. Don't be ashamed to ask for help. So Mariam also wants to learn Italian. Yes, Mariam, I will leave you the link to our Facebook group, and you'll be able to access all my lessons. So far we've had 7 lessons. We have now 1 lesson per week on Thursdays at 2 p.m. Italian time. So to give you an idea, right now it's 2:20 p.m. in Italy. So you can do the math in your country. So do you have any other questions, guys? In Europe, you have to learn a language for bank accounts too. Yeah, I believe like the first thing you usually do when you move to a country is go open a bank account. And it is very important for you to learn the language, of course, to do that. So, guys, do you have any other question at all? Please feel free to ask. Anusha, if you're able to do it, could you drop the link to my group here in the comments so people can join it? Otherwise, I'll do it later. Anusha, many people will say we don't know English language. Do you mean like you, people from Pakistan? Because the thing is, when 2 people like me, Italian, and you, Pakistan, start to speak in a language that it's not your native language for any of you, you both have accents. Like I have an Italian accent, you have a Pakistani accent, and we are not really speaking English, I believe. We are speaking like foreigners' English. So it is normal that we don't understand each other sometimes, I believe, but it doesn't really matter as long as you try to communicate. I mean, it is not our first language. And I believe that Italy is very famous worldwide for its people not being able to speak a very good English. So there is no shame if you come here and you speak English and you're not very good, because we are not either. So not our first language, remember. When you learn a foreign language and you make mistakes and you have native people pointing it out to you, just try to remind them that, hey, this is not my first language. You know what? I'm trying. Asia or Asia? Malik wrote, love your style and Italian language. Thank you, Asia or Asia Malik. Thank you so much. I hope you'll enjoy my Italian lessons if you decide to join the group. And I take this opportunity while I give you time to ask me questions or write something. Oh, Anusha just dropped the link to my group here in the comments, so you can join it. I take this opportunity to remind you that the International Academy of Naples next intake is going to be on September. So if you're interested in getting to know about our professional courses, masters, MBAs, just drop me your email on Messenger, and I'll send you all the infos as soon as possible. So guys, any questions? Does any of you live in Italy or speak Italian already? Sorry if I always scratch my nose, but I've got allergy, so sorry. Sharik wrote, nice sessions and best wishes to Italy and everyone to come out strong from COVID crisis. Prayers. Yes, I believe we'll all come out stronger out of this, because what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So I believe we'll all be very strong. Thank you, Sharik, for following. If you guys don't have any questions, I'll just end this live session. And if you have any doubts or any questions, when you watch this video later on, you can contact me on Messenger. So I'll just give you a minute to write your questions, and then I will end this. And in the meantime, thank you once again, Anusha, for for inviting me here in your group and giving me the opportunity to talk with people from this group. Ahmed, I have heard that the classes in Italy will be starting online. Is that the same for Naples University too? Love Venice. Venice is beautiful. I agree, Sharik. So let me read this once again. I have heard that classes in Italy will be starting online. Is that the same for Naples University too? Well, we don't have exact directions yet. Like we know that this year, for like high schools, elementary schools, will not continue in the classes. So classes will only be held online. But there is no further news for later on in the year. You're welcome, Mariam. So yeah, right now all classes are being held online, but there is no news yet for the future because future is really uncertain right now, and unfortunately no one knows what's gonna happen, when a cure is going to be found. But I'm staying very positive. I'm sure things will be better soon. Why is Roma so much better than Napoli? Shut up, it's not. I'm joking. I love Rome. It is one of my favorite Italian cities, and I go there usually like once a month because I've got many friends there. But I believe that Napoli is the most beautiful Italian city. Of course, I was born and raised here, but I truly believe that we've got it all. Like we've got nature, we've got an amazing sea, we've got amazing food. But Rome is nice too, I agree. Not better though. You're welcome, Ahmed. Guys, I'm sorry if I don't pronounce your names right. I'm just terrible at this. Sorry. Omer Benjamin, let's say Benjamin. Why did you say that Rome is better than Naples? Have you been in both cities? Are you in Italy right now? I hate this part where I have to wait for people to type. I'm like, what should I do? All right, guys. I think that yeah, I think I'll end this live now. Oh, no, I just know that Napoletani, like Neapolitans, Napoletani. I just know that Napoletani like Napoli so much. So you were teasing me. Yes, it's true. I believe that we are Rome. Rome is the capital of Italy. Yes, it is. I believe that Neapolitans are very attached to the city. Like we are very proud to be Neapolitans, and we love Napoletani. Don't worry. I believe that we are very proud of our city, and sometimes I think that we protect it too much. Like we are always there, ready to defend it from someone who says bad things about it. But I believe that this is because Napoli has had a very bad reputation in the past years. And I'm very grateful that right now this is starting to fade away. Like people are realizing that Napoli is not dangerous, it's not dirty, it's not bad. Napoli is just as any other big cities in the world. If you go to New York, you don't expect to go around with your bag wide open and a wallet full of money open in front of people, because it is a big city. So I believe that's why Napoletani like Napoli so much and always defend it. Hi Kush, Rehman. Nothing happened. All good. My name is Lucia, and I was invited today by Miss Anusha here to explain to you why it is important to learn Italian. So once I finish this live, more or less now. You can still rewatch the video so that I don't have to repeat the same things for people who are already watching. So the video is going to stay in this group, and you can watch it as many times as you want, and whenever you want. And yes, Italians really talk a lot with their hands, as you can see. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. Grazie mille. Thank you. Grazie. And if you want, I'll see you in my group. Anusha left you the link to join the group here in the comments. I'll check it, but I believe it's right. So I'll see you in that group, and I hope you're ready to learn Italian language, because it is a hard language, but it will give you a lot of satisfaction because it is really beautiful, I believe. So once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Ciao!